Well, there's those feet again. Somehow they always manage to get in the picture. It's Thursday morning, December the 11th, about 8:30 a.m. After we cleared the pass and got going out to the east, the wind remained light and on the nose. Later on, they came in from the north-northeast as forecast, but the wind didn't last very long. As a result, last night, from somewhat before sundown and then all through the night, had a very slow, lumpy, frustrating passage, trying to get down around the south end of Marinduque. Just before sunrise, the wind filled in again from the north-northeast, quite brisk. Right now it's blowing about 20 knots, maybe a little bit more. Almost getting greenies out there on the waves. So now that I've got the sails set and balanced and everything is going along quite nicely, making almost 6 knots. And that's Marinduque back there in the background. And we're heading a little south of east towards the west side of Masbate. We should get over that way by around sundown, and then alter course more to the south, running down the west side of Masbate to its southwest point. It's a pretty nice day. There's some clouds, probably a result of this north wind, but still a good amount of sunshine. Altogether, great sailing conditions, making good boat speed, and Nadine is kicking the computer's butt, playing a game because there is no cell phone activity out here. Sun is shining bright down through the cloud cover. This particular part of the passage, this is the Sibuyan Sea, and Sibuyan is down to the southeast, but can't see it because of the clouds and the haze. I like this particular passage because generally there's nothing out here but water. No islands, no fishing boats, and for the most part, no shipping. Although early this morning, right around before sunrise, did get passed by a small tanker heading this way. Then about 7:30 or so, there was a rather large tanker coming the other way. I was quite surprised to see them out here. Because where are they going? Masbate would be my guess. It's about noon on Thursday, and the conditions have continued quite nicely. If anything, the wind has come up even stronger and more from about, now it's almost from the northwest, so it's getting further and further behind the boat. It's blowing a pretty consistent 20 to 25 knots. The way to tell that is not only the size of the waves and the amount of whitecaps, but when the tops of the waves start to peak up enough that you can see sunlight through them, they appear green, and they're called greenies. And I'm not sure it would show the resolution of the camera, but on the very surface of the water are small ripples. When the sea state is like this and you get those small ripples on the surface, that's almost always an indicator of about 25 knots of wind. It's really helping the boat out as far as speed goes, because we're averaging up around 6 knots. But with the new dinghy davits and carrying the dinghy aft, like I'm doing now, in these kind of conditions, that may be a little bit of a problem because of the windage of the dinghy. So it sometimes generates a little too much weather help. I've had to take the main down entirely because it just generates too much windage aft, and that pushes the stern of the boat around and allows the boat up into the wind. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, great sailing weather, the boat's zooming along, Sweetie's down there having an afternoon nap, which is good, because we didn't get much sleep last night with all the bouncing around, banging noise. See, the waves are causing the boat to roll around a bit. That's pretty normal conditions for this kind of weather. Getting any little gusts of wind, so the motion is pretty minimal. The boat speed is pretty good. Of course, everything is in a constant state of change. Since the waves push the boat along, the speed varies up and down. It's a little after 2 o'clock in the afternoon here on Thursday. Beautiful, beautiful day. The wind is still blowing up around 25. We're starting to see waves up in the 6-foot range now. Dee Dee and I had a little exercise with re-rigging the sails. So I got one sail out on the port side of the boat and one sail out on the starboard side of the boat in order to balance the drive of the wind on the boat, because the autopilot was having a very difficult time maintaining course with the sails on one side. The wind has shifted pretty solidly now out of the northwest, which means that weather pattern that has generated all this wind is moving off to the west. I'm hoping that we'll hold this nice strong breeze for another day. That'll see us to the north end of Cebu about another 24 hours, I'm hoping. Anyway, beautiful day. We're sailing along. White caps everywhere, white horses, greenies on the waves. But the motion's pretty gentle on the boat now that we're sailing downwind. A little bit of rolling because there's no fore and aft sail set. Out there towards the sun in the west. there towards the west, we have the golden light of the sun shining on the sea. Circling around again through the south to the southeast. Sibuyan Island is off about 45 degrees off the bow to starboard, and this is the Sibuyan Sea, I believe. Or maybe we're getting into the Visayan Sea. No real clear demarcation between the two.